These traps are Bridger #2 Dogless modified, and the modifications they make on them are laminating the jaws here with a piece of round stock to where that it's not just this thickness. On the side that contacts the animal, it's this wide now. They also, the base plates on them are riveted, but they also weld them here, 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 and here to make them stronger, to make the trap stronger. It's my favorite trap now. I still run some MB 550s, which is my second favorite trap. It used to be my favorite, and I've got, the more I use these, the last 4 years or so, I'm getting where I like them a little better. Not that MB 550s are a bad trap at all. I like them a lot. I just like these better because I use a lot of flat sets and post sets, and I like these better, the area here better than I do the 550s. I like the Dogless design too. But on these new ones, what I do to them is, I don't know if you can see in the video or not, but I've got this down on the night latch here, but it's just a little bit high, the pan. It's not much, it's not bad, but it's just a little bit high from the factory. But I'm gonna take that on down to level so you can see the difference. So that's pretty well level there, and the pan is actually lower than the jaws a little bit. I don't know if you can see that on video or not, but the problem that I don't like with them is now this slack right here, if you can see, as I push back up on the pan. See that movement? To me, I don't want that movement. So what I do is I come in here and I file this back to shorten it before it drops off into the night latch here. And if you go too far with these, you can always come back and turn your file this way and come in and take this just a little bit more to get it back. But I like to file this till it just will hold the trap open. So I don't want this pan moving like this before it goes. When this pan moves at all, I want it to go. That way I won't get dug out. I had slack in some of my previous traps, not these, but a different brand, until I figured out why I was getting dug out. It was because I had slack in my pan. So I eliminated all my slack, and I started catching. I feel like the one that kept digging me out in the same spot, and I had no more dig outs the rest of the season or the next. So because I was taking care of my traps the same way as far as wax and dye and all that, and wearing gloves. So I didn't feel like it was a scent issue. I felt like it was a slack issue, and that's the only two things that I know of that'll get you dug out, is scent or movement. And I eliminated the movement, and it eliminated my problem. So I try to eliminate the movement here by following these as well, and getting those short to where I don't have all that movement in this pan before it goes. Now, another thing I do is, you'll notice I've already got the front coils off of this one. I'll show you how to do that on this one. Is you can come in here and take a screwdriver and pop it out, but it could get dangerous. It could fly out and hit you in the eye or something. I think this is a little safer. I'll take pliers and I'll pull that spring back just a little bit. Do the same thing on this side. Pull this one back just a little bit. So I'll raise this pan up, and I'll grab that spring right here and pop that spring off that easy. Now they go back on just the same way. Simple, quick, and easy. Over to the other side. Same thing. Raise that pan up to get it to where you can get it off. And it's that easy to go from 4 coil to 2 coil on these traps. Now, some people cut these off. You can use a hacksaw, bolt cutters, whatever you decide on that. And some people like to leave them. That's your choice. The theory behind cutting them off is this swivel could get, after an animal's caught, let me get this stuff out of the way, get the bucket over there so it's not making so much noise. The swivel could get caught on these prongs sticking out. Now, my theory is if it does get caught, I've still got a swivel point here. I've still got a swivel point here. And my J-hook coming to my stake, I'll have a swivel point here. So, yeah, I guess it could wrap on up and bind up, but I'll tell you this, I've run these for almost, this probably be my 4th or 5th season. I've never had one bind itself up and break a leg or anything. I've never had an animal with a broke leg on any of my traps. Of any of the big eastern coyotes I've caught or anything, I've never had an animal break a leg, big or small animal. So, I'm thinking about leaving these. I have cut some of them off on some of my older traps. I'm thinking about leaving them on here on these for the simple fact of if these springs do get weak way on down the road, which would probably take a while because they use good music wire springs. But if they did, or if I did want to power them back up heavier for whatever reason, I could put my springs right back on, my front coils right back on just as easy as I took them off and make this a 4-coil stronger trap if I needed. I've never had a problem. I've never had any pull-outs with coyotes on these or bobcats or anything else. They've always worked good for me. I like them a lot. Like I said, they're my favorite trap. And just showing you some of the modifications I do on new traps. Now, I have had other traps get the pans bent, other brands, other styles of traps and other brands of traps, get pans bent after a catch. There's pretty good size eastern coyotes where I live. I've had some good name brand traps that I'd have to tweak a little bit after a coyote catch. These I've never, after I do this to start with, brand new out of the box and get them tuned the way I want them, I've never had a pan bent. You can see how thick the metal is on that pan. Pretty good size pan on these. Heavy duty. With the welding and everything, the way they're built and constructed, I've never had to do anything after a catch on any of these Bridger No. 2 Dogless modifieds. Never had to. So that's one reason that they're my favorite trap. Another reason, I mean, there's different reasons. I like them a lot. I like the Dogless design. They're just simple and easy to deal with, I feel like. And yeah, I just like them a lot. Now, to adjust your pan tension, get this noisy bucket back. To adjust your pan tension here, you can see from the factory it's just loose. This is a number 6 millimeter. And I'd like to have another one. I need to get another one. It'll be easier to deal with than these crescent wrenches. It's just slipping. Hold on just a second. Let me get this. But you just tighten this down to where now you can see the pan's not just flopping around. And you can set your pan tension by that adjustment there. So now if you want to level the pan, you can come in here with a 7/16. There's a bolt here, a bolt head. And you can come in here with a 7/16 on the bottom and loosen this nut. And what that does is it allows this piece of metal here that's just being friction held, these two pieces of metal being friction held by that bolt, is it'll allow it to slide forwards and backwards to where you can adjust your pan, the height to level your pan or not. And then tighten that down. You can tighten it down, move it a little bit, tighten it down, set your trap, see where your pan is, if it's level or not. Loosen it back up, move it till you get it level. Easy enough, right? Never had to redo those after I set it from the factory. No matter how many catches, I've never had to redo it again after I've made a catch or anything from year to year. From year to year, all I do when I get ready, after I do this the first time when they're new, is dye and wax them and put them in the ground. They're a heavy duty trap. I like them a lot. So if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. And if you haven't already subscribed, feel free to subscribe. I would appreciate it. It'll help my channel grow and I can get more information out to you guys. Thanks.